If you look at gold specifically, Barrick has 6 out of the top 12. And so ultimately, in the longer term, you have to be the best. And it's about value. You know, I've always said our vision is to become the most valued gold company or gold copper company in the world.
My next guest is Mark Bristow. He is the CEO of Barrick Gold Corp. Mark, welcome.
Thank you, James. Nice to be here.
Mark, let's talk a bit about Barrick Gold and its role in the global financial system, particularly in the global gold mining system. Barrick has been at various times the largest gold mining company in the world, the most profitable gold mining company in the world, and is now many times over the largest company in the world, except it has, for now, ceded the role of the largest gold company in terms of ounces attributed to Newmont Gold, whereas it retains the leadership role for ounces produced because, as you mentioned earlier, you produce ounces for other companies. So I'm curious as to how does Barrick view itself in the gold mining system going forward into the future in terms of how much more production is possible? Is peak gold arrived?
Yes, peak gold has arrived, and that's what drove the merger with Randgold, and that is quality assets. So it's always been the case in my career. If you go back to Randgold, we built a business focused on projects that would be started with more than 1 million ounces, then 3 years as we grew, and the importance of real returns. You know, we look for 15% returns today at $1,200 long-term gold price. And we got Randgold to a perfect valuation. And it was in 2015 we started looking around because remember 2015, the gold price went really far down, and we were engaged with all the majors to talk to them because we had cash and everyone had blown their brains out in the last big bull market, you know, after the, you know, from 2011 to 2013 with super premium deals. And the thing that attracted us together with Barrick is together we dominated the best assets in the industry. So if we define a tier one asset, and many people have corrupted my definition of a tier one asset, but a tier one asset is 500,000 ounces of potential production for more than 10 years in the lower half of the cost curve. And a copper, so you need 7 million ounces. In copper, it's 5 million tons of copper that give a 15% IRR at $275 an ounce. So those are tier one assets. If you look at gold specifically, Barrick has 6 out of the top 12. And so ultimately, in the longer term, you have to be the best. And it's about value. You know, I've always said our vision is to become the most valued gold company or gold copper company in the world. Not valuable, valued, not the biggest. And why do we say valued? Because we want people to want to work for us. You know, to be a modern gold or mining company today, you have to be accepted by future generations. We also want host countries wanting us to invest in their country because they know we are strong, reliable partners that share the benefits of their national assets. And finally, we want fund managers to own us, not to trade us. So that means you are valued in that concept of a public company. To do that, you have to have a strong license to operate with all those various stakeholders. But more importantly, you need to be able to be relevant in the market as a public market. And the gold industry was getting smaller and smaller in size. And so to keep growing, as you talk about peak gold, to keep growing in peak gold, and you look at it, all the big undeveloped assets in the world that are profitable or potentially profitable and have gold in have as much copper or more. And copper, in my mind, is the most strategic metal we have on this planet. Because if you believe that we have to do all this investment for clean energy and we've got to transport it from where we can get renewables to where the big industrial sites are, we need copper. And you can't replace it. And it comes with gold. It's the same process, same geological systems that form it, and it comes in big chunks. And so we said you have any company that wants to be sustainable and sustainably profitable has to invest in high quality copper and gold assets. And of course, we're still a gold company. But Barrick has always had about 20% copper. Its copper hasn't been that profitable. Today, it's very profitable. And so that's the concept. And so, and it's a long, and you know, James, the thing that and it's a great opportunity to say this, when we did the merger with Randgold, we were the first to lead this consolidation. We paid nothing, no premium, because the logic of the transaction had entrenched in it the value. And we delivered that value. We've delivered it in spades.
Which jurisdictions is Barrick most excited about in terms of future gold production?
We are invested as Barrick in all the main gold regions, belts, in the world, except for the Russian ones. And that's not because of what's happening now. It's because Russian mining has never given you the right to own and develop your mines. So you were always part of government's, sort of decision making. And so when you look at that, and the one that, so Nevada is by far the most exciting place. You know, when you want to hunt elephants, you go to elephant country. And then of course, Africa's been very good for us because it produces, it's been badly explored. It's still got lots of prospectivity, and you've got the most prolific delivery of new discoveries is West Africa. If you look back in the last 2 decades, Canada is a place where it's along with parts of Australia, that's the friendliest mining jurisdictions in the world. And then the emerging one, which we're super excited about, is Indonesia. I mean, not Indonesia, Southern Asia. And of course, Indonesia has got some bruises of deposits, all gold, copper, and as you know, Pakistan, the Reko Diq project that we're now in the final stages of securing, it's been a long asset, a Barrick asset, gone through many challenging times, but it's a world-class asset. And again, we've been able to unlock it because what we've delivered to the Pakistan government, and more importantly, the Baluchi province, is a real partnership structure where the Baluch people will benefit. They'll own 25% of the equity of Reko Diq, and it's all funded.
Right.
I've always said in mining, if you want to be world class, you have to be global, because that's the way you manage your risk. Because the world is so dynamic, it's so instant. You can go from 100 to 0 in a nanosecond. And you've got to have that spread of, ability to manage that risk profile, because, and Barrick is in a perfect, I think Barrick needs to be double the size in value, not in production. But we're not going to build it by doing M&A and thinking that the bankers' models will stay relevant. You build long-term value through a well-disciplined allocation of capital where you're investing for value.
Sure. Okay, and finally, Mark, I'm going to lob one out of left field. What is the likelihood and what would it take for us to see $5,000 gold?
Well, I think if you listen to the G7 summit, there are a lot of very important politicians working really hard to get gold to 5,000.
So that's okay. That's very succinct. Awesome, Mark. Mark, I really appreciate your time. I so enjoyed our conversation, and I can't wait to do it again, I hope, at some point in the future, hopefully before gold's 5,000, but if it rushes to 5,000, on that date, I'll make a point of reaching out again.
Yeah, thank you, James. I must say, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and any time.
We will do this again.
Fantastic. Look forward to it.
Me too. Thank you, Mark. Bye for now.